And we're live!
Hello, people.
It's Bob.
Hi. There's TJ.
Yeah. And I invited Jamal. So if you were watching, you have an invitation in your email.
What's a Jamal?
Jamal is somebody I work with who said that he wanted to be a guest. So he gave me his email address to invite him, and I invited him. And then he said I ended up going to some sort of, I think he went to the basketball game that night. So I'm like, okay, well, don't harp on me for not showing up, because it's on you, buddy.
Yeah, how dare you go to like NBA basketball instead of sit at home and talk to you on a computer.
Well, see, he said he made the decision in the last second, but he had been harping on me all week. I want to be a special guest. I want to be a special guest. Okay, I'm inviting you. And you know what? Now I did it twice.
Yep.
So our topic tonight is clowns are scary.
Oh, yes, they are. I mean, not all clowns. I get saddened by this whole thing that's going on right now because I said to my wife the other day, I mean, there's people who actually make their living as a clown. What are they going to do right now? And then all of a sudden on the news pops up this dude who's like, makes his living as a clown, saying the same thing. And I was like, I was just telling my wife that. I was explaining that to the clown on TV who didn't hear me because, you know.
I like the meme on Facebook where Ronald McDonald's on the phone saying, guys, you got to knock this off. You're going to get me killed. Well, I mean, and in the UK, there's a guy dressed up as Batman chasing these clowns around, you know, getting rid of the clowns. I mean, he's not with them. He's cleaning.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They got a real live Batman chasing away the bad guys.
And I'm waiting for the real live Joker to pop up, so then we have an actual real live Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
Bob, it's been a whole week since I've seen your beautiful mug.
171, 118. I'm in the red still. High blood pressure. I've been taking pills for the last couple of weeks now. Doesn't matter. My heart's going to explode. And if we can time that just right, we can do it live on the air.
Sorry.
Hello, ratings.
Ratings, baby. But I haven't been advertising a live.
Oh. Never mind. My wife said no anyways.
Well, if she can just will it by saying no, then why do you have high blood pressure?
And my answer is, she.
It's my heart. It's my business. It's my body.
She obviously just needs to tell you to stop having high blood pressure and it'll quit.
It's true.
Right? Yeah.
The chat is live for anyone that knows about the chat. It's tlk.io/the greatest show. Yep. I am actively in there.
I have that up on my alternate screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a bunch of clowns that have been staring at me because I was.
Bob, the other day I went through my phone and I started adding pictures to everybody I don't have pictures for of all the people that I have pictures for. So I went online. I found you.
What? I'm not online.
You are online.
You put me as the it clown, didn't you?
No.
I would have.
I don't know how well this is going to show up, but I'm gonna. It's.
Oh, that's me and my wife, lady.
Oh.
What was that?
Well,
you just showed his phone number to the whole entire universe.
Give me a call, people. I'd like to talk to you. Here in Indiana, I should give my address too, right?
Well, we've been pretty good at address. Sorry.
Oh, here, I can do that.
Yeah. I have this app called Sideline on the iPhone, and I got it so that I could have a second phone number so that work would only have one phone number to contact me at. So basically, if that app rings, it's work.
That's cool.
I would totes give that number out.
Yeah. Now I had we did have that cool Vantage, I think it was before, and that was pretty cool. To where if somebody called my cell phone rang. If somebody called my wife's cell phone, her cell phone rang. And anybody called the home phone, both of our cell phones would ring, and you can answer it through either one of those. Unfortunately, we had crazy amount of telemarketers calling our home phone, so that sucked. Or we would have things happen like, with as convenient as that was, it was also inconvenient. Like she would be at the store and I would be somewhere else, and the home phone would ring, and it would be like her mother or something. I'm like, okay, just go ahead and call right back, and I won't answer it this time.
And how did that work for you, Bob?
That worked better. I'd say that. And,
Hey, Bob, how many steps did you have today?
I'll tell you what, man. I haven't had that thing on in probably about 2 or 3 weeks. It's been sitting over here next to the charger because I'm not walking very much. In fact, I haven't left the house in days.
And that actually shows you are no longer on my my chart of friends who walk.
And I will be. I haven't been. Like, I wore a pair of pajamas today until I took a shower, and I put on a different pair of pajamas.
Well, at least you were keeping in the clean pajamas.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I ask is because it's been raining or threatening to rain the last couple of days here, and when it rains, I can't have my phone or my watch on me. Well, the phone I can usually keep with me a little longer, but I can't have my watch on me because apparently when I get sweaty or wet, in my sleeve, the sleeve is hitting all kinds of buttons on my watch, and it's pinging my phone, and it's sending text messages, and it's like, what are you doing? It's opening the calendar, it's making appointments. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Take the thing off.
Apparently, I've got a dinner meeting with Kevin Bacon tonight. I don't remember making that.
Oh. You know, if we still were naming the shows the way we used to, that would be a great name. Apparently, I have a dinner meeting with Kevin Bacon tonight.
But we got a show to do, so it looks like you have to cancel.
Hey, this is episode 897.
97. Wow.
We are literally 3 weeks away from episode 100. Wait,
that's pretty cool. Oh, God. Excuse me. My sleep has been very screwed up lately.
But that's so the 21st, October 21st will be 98. October 29th will be 99. And then, of course, our Sunday, November 6th show is the 100th episode. And then we'll go back to Saturday nights again. But, you know, the attempt to get as many people on as possible for the 100th would be great. And I can already see, Bob, it's going to be you, me, maybe Metal Jesus, and my lovely wife, who I thought was going to be over here, but she's doing stuff with the computer.
I need to get this order packaged up.
Gotcha.
Okay, what day are we doing that? That's the
November 6th, the day after your birthday.
6th. Let me go to November here and hit the 6 button. I will add that to my calendar so I don't forget it.
And it's 3 o'clock your time, 3 p.m.
I'm putting it as the show. We'll just mark that as all day because that's a thing. No, 3 o'clock. Where's 3 o'clock at? There it is. 3 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. And then 2 days after that is Election Day.
What is Election Day?
What?
It's on a Tuesday.
Really?
The 8th.
We'll have the pre-election show. Our 100th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah.
I lost all my icons. Oh, there you are. Haha. This. See, the multi-window thing is a curse and a blessing.
Yes. It's terrible.
Terrible.
Cool.
What kind of are you using a Mac for the show, or do you go with the regular PC?
I have a Mac. In fact, the only PC in our condo is a really old laptop. It's
sitting right beside you.
It's sitting beside me. It's slow. It's clunky. It's very. It's not designed for Windows 10, and we kind of got shanghaied into having Windows 10 on it because they, hey, do you want to upgrade? And I said no, and they're like, fuck you, and they upgraded.
Windows 10, I don't know if it's the Windows 10 that allows me to do the split screen stuff, or if it's the touch screen that lets me do that.
Good question.
Oh, wife said that Windows 7 allowed you to do that too.
It's Windows 10 now.
So it's 10. All right. I'll be damned a bunch. I'll look at that. What else to read? Ah, man, can't wait till I can get some alcohol in me. Honestly, I hate to say that because it makes me sound like a 20-year-old. But you know, the whole I need a beer. But no, you don't. You're 20. Just go home and.
That's so random.
That's so
I know, right?
We're making fun of young people. Woo!
Yeah. There you go. That'd be another great title for the show. That'd get all the old people watching. Making fun of young people. Shit young people do. So,
when I started working as a letter carrier, I was 318 pounds.
Mhm.
This morning, I was just under 302. And I've been steadily... Now, I go up every once in a while because I eat something I shouldn't be eating or whatever. Like, this is the most not well I am going to be eating today. So I should drop back down. I have dropped under 300 for one day, but only by 0.2 of a pound.
that counts, dude.
It does. But I went back up to 303, and now I've been working my way back down. So 301.8, I believe, is what this morning was. So I'm... This is totally working.
As long as you do that, going up a little, then you go down, and then you go up, and then you go down. The ups are okay. Just, you know, hey, cool. You know, technically, I could have a root beer right now because I haven't had a pain pill since about 7 o'clock this morning, 8 o'clock this morning.
About 4 o'clock this afternoon, 5 o'clock this afternoon.
What are you talking about?
I had one when I got home.
No, I didn't. Did I? Yes, not. I don't remember having one earlier. I thought I had one in the morning.
We are definitely old men because I do that all the time. I'll be like, I haven't done that in years. Maybe I did it earlier today.
Yeah, and I was taking like meals worth of pills for like a week. Where I had let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 pills I was taking like every day. So I had like these 2 containers. One was small and one was big, and I would put like all the pills I needed for the day in the big one, and then in the morning I would take out just the ones that I was to take, and I would dump the others into the little one. That told me I had to take those later on. So, and I had a little method happening. Well, I did see a pill thing at one point that was pretty cool. It was an alarm clock. It looked like one of those cool, awesome, like alarm clock things. But it had like a little bubblegum machine pocket on the bottom. So in the back, you can like fill up this, what's that huge circle ride at like fairs and stuff?
Ferris wheel?
Ferris wheel, yeah. It had like a Ferris wheel thing in the back, and you load it up with the pills that you want, and then you set the alarm like you regular set your alarms, and then at that time it would dump that pill, and it would go down into the bubblegum machine part, and yeah, the alarm would go off, and it would dispense your medication. And I don't even know what I've told. What's that?
My daytime pills?
Wow.
My nighttime pills.
That's a tons.
Yeah. And I take a concoction from GNC, which is men's metabolism packet every day. The ones that I normally take aren't available anymore for some reason, but there's an alternative one I was taking for a while. They were kind of effective, but we've got the pills that we know are the effective part. So I take those every morning. She rations hers out. She like takes a couple a little bit later. Takes a couple. I take all of my pills in the morning, almost all at once. Do the same thing with all my night pills because I have problems sleeping. So I got a thing too. So
Right.
But yeah. So we're old. We're old. We don't remember doing things like taking pills earlier in the day, or doing things like we haven't done in years. But of course, we did them earlier today, and then now we take tons of pills. We're old.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point where there's no reason to eat meals anymore. Like, I'm all filled up by the time breakfast comes around.
If only pills had calories, because I'm pretty sure they don't.
Yeah, they
Right. Well, see, I was wondering about that. What if you got all the nutrients that you need? Do you really need to eat if you get all the nutrients through, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but your body still hungers, Bob. Hunger.
Yeah. Facebook is not responding. Well, fuck you, Facebook.
These are 10 calories each.
I'm being corrected on the calorie thing. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I was wrong.
And, well, like the airborne, because there's a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah.
25 calories for 4 of them. But not everything has a calorie, but like fish oil or coconut oil, those types of things, oil. And those are going to have calories too. So
going back to work for just a little bit, we have windows where we can bid on open routes and stuff, and then the window closes and we find out who gets what. And then it's like a week or two later, a new window opens, we can bid on the new vacant routes. So I, of course, am bidding on everything, or as much as I'm bidding on stuff, and I really I will have a route when the bidding closes at the end of tomorrow.
Cool. You don't like your route that you're on now?
Well, I want the route that I'm on right now.
Oh.
My status is weird. I'm full-time. They owe me 40 hours, but I don't have a route. I'm a reserve carrier, which means I basically do stuff that's open. And the route that I'm on right now, the guy just retired. So I put my name in on it, and I got it. So it's mine until they fill it. Unless it is mine when the bidding comes down, and then I just keep doing it.
Right. Give me just a minute here. I gotta get some water so I don't die of no water. I all of a sudden start getting like crazy warm, and then I start coughing and my eyes start watering and sweating.
While you're over there, go get some Wawa.
Some Wawa.
Yeah. So to let everybody know out there, I follow some people on YouTube, and the other day I stumbled across somebody who had the lady. Stumbled across somebody on YouTube who on her YouTube subscribers, she works with them to create little UFC people, the likeness, and then she pits her subscribers against each other. And I thought, hey, let's totally do that with the hosts, and then once we get the hosts all fought up and stuff, we'll totally move on to viewers that want to throw their name in the hat and jump on in on this, because we would love to interact like that, and we'll do it ghetto style live. The fights, not the creation, because that's going to take a while. But I will make the likeness of you as close as possible. The rules here is everybody will be the same weight and the same height, because weight and height make advantages and disadvantages happen. We just don't want that. So we're all going to be in the same weight class, same height. You'll just look the way you look. So I will do the best I can to make this beautiful thing happen, and I'll do the best I can to make Bob's beautiful thing happen.
Wow. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Bob bless you.
thank you.
Yeah.
I can do that.
You're ordained.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob. Shazam.
I was expecting you to change into somebody else.
I'm already wearing the outfit.
Now you're ordained too, right?
I'm what?
You're ordained also, right?
I am, yeah.
Have you done any weddings?
No.
Oh. Did you just do it for fun then?
Well, I did. Well, I did get ordained, and then I kind of like sat in a holding pattern to see if that would ever pan out, and it never has. I got ordained in like 2000, maybe 1999. I mean, a long time ago.
Wow.
But
Yeah, the guy I was talking to last weekend was telling me that he's done a thing to where if people just want him to sign the papers, he does it for $25, and if he does a ceremony thing, it's $100. I was like, what? I haven't charged anybody for anything yet.
And I mean, if I really wanted to reprint the certificate, I would totally go on to the Universal Life Church because that's the one that ordained, and then
that's the one I went through.
Yeah, right. And then I'd be right back in it, but I don't know where my certificate is.
Huh. Yeah, I got all my stuff still. I even have my credentials in my wallet. Huh? My wife put it up, so I don't know where it's at. My wife knows where it's at.
I did it so that I could ordain the existence of the Emerald Knights. And lo and behold, there's 5 or 6 of us that are knighted. As soon as I overshoot Bismarck up in Indiana, I'll go ahead and knight you too, because I know you got the sword, right?
Yeah, I got a sword.
Because I've always said, all you need to be an actual knight is someone to recognize it. And, well, I recognize you, and you're going to recognize me. And there are other people you recognize, but
yeah, I better not like shave or anything that day or wear a mask because you might not recognize me. I had a what was I just thinking? Oh yeah, like the old Beatles song. All you need is blades. All you need is blades. Dun, 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 dun. It was something like that.
it's love. All you need is love.
Love? Oh.
Blades is better.
Okay. Huh?
Blades is better.
Yeah, my wife says blades is better. I thought so too.
Those aren't the Beatles. Those are the BUs.
I am trying my damnedest to find a post on here.
All right. Package should take to the post office.
What are we doing tomorrow, by the way? Is it the Hood River? Okay. Gotcha. I wanted to make sure because I mean my watch had that up several hundred times today, even though I didn't open it once. Thanks, sleeve.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Share. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, good God, I've got 21 Facebook notifications. That's not right.
What?
Are you friends with my dad?
Yeah.
Because it's probably Farmville. I don't know why that happened, but
you know, there was a time when everybody was obsessed with that game.
I was obsessed with it at one point.
I would like plant my crops, set my alarm, and go cut the grass. My alarm would go off. I'd come back in, harvest, replant, and go back out again. And that's how I would cut my grass. But you're looking at, an hour for this or 2 hours. Huh? My wife's never played it because my wife doesn't like Facebook. She doesn't want anybody to know who she is. She dresses like, remember I was talking about the clown from It? She dressed like that like half of every day. I made all that up.
My advice, if she doesn't want anybody to know who she is, that she shouldn't give DJ her phone number because DJ will put it on YouTube and it's all over then.
Yeah, he'll hold it right up to the screen for the entire world.
Give him your phone number.
I totally love that. You let me know if you get any phone calls, by the way. I totally want to know.
Yeah, totally.
Got to show Bob the shirt.
Oh yeah.
If you can see it, it's dark. It is Darth Vader sitting on top of the Death Star that looks like a cat, and he's he's shining the red dot on the planet to blow it up.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah, I talked to this one group of people at one point. 45 minutes I talked to these people. I had no idea who the fuck they were. I think I told you about that one. But they called my house looking for, I think it was Matt. And I said, I'm not Matt, I'm Bob. Like, oh, all right, whatever, man. When are you coming over? And I'm like, oh, I'm not, because I'm Bob, and I don't know who you are. And we talked for a while, and then he handed the phone to some chick, and then she handed it to somebody else. We were having a blast, and finally somebody says, this isn't Matt, is it? And I was like, it's not. I'm actually Bob. Oh, I am so sorry. And then, but we had a blast. We had fun. I don't remember where I was living at the time. This is like pre-you.
Okay.
Was it pre-me?
I think it was post-you, pre-her.
That's gonna get complicated in the timeline.
Yeah. I've got to get rid of these clown pictures because they're just like looking at me.
Clowns are freaky. They've always been freaky.
Hold on.
You've got your. But is that Pennywise? The It clown? Pennywise clown?
Yes.
Okay, so you got Pennywise.
Uh-huh.
You've got the creepy guy from that Rob Zombie movie. House
Rob Zombie. Isn't that actually Rob Zombie?
No, that guy is not Rob Zombie.
I'm probably thinking of a different one then. Yeah. They got a new It coming out. That's why the clowns are coming out.
I hope it's better. The only good translation from book to film that Stephen King, in my opinion, has had is the car one. Christine.
I was on a couple days ago. I watched it.
Everything else, I mean, it's like they build up, like the original It. They build up the thing at the end, and then you see it, and you're like, oh, well, that's lame.
Stephen King is notorious for sucking at endings. He writes great stories, but he sucks at endings. And that's like his thing.
But the ending in the book is great because it's all like you get to picture what's going on. But I mean, putting it on film, it's just like The Stand. They did that mini series instead of just doing a movie. Oh, they missed the mark on so many things. And if they would only it's like they cheaped out on the special effects too. It's like, what do you you need special effects for this.
I really liked it, and it was building up, and it was this amazing thing. Grandma Abigail and the flag, and it was really cool. And at the very end, all of a sudden, the hand of God comes out and hits what the hell was that? And it was just like, it builds up, and then just like, what a bummer. I'm sorry. What was that?
We didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. But yeah, and I watched, what was the other? Oh, I'll tell you a movie that he did that was awesome.
Okay.
The Running Man.
Yes. Oh, and well, I guess, No Maximum Overdrive was good in the middle, and it really petered out at the end. Yeah, Running Man was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that was Stephen King because the book was Richard Bachman.
I want them to remake that one because that one could stand for some updated special effects.
They did pretty good for the times.
Well, what they had to work with, yeah, but it's yeah.
Where's Buzzsaw? He had to split.
What's all this crap? Back in my day, we just fought them hand to hand and killed them that way. I don't need any of this gadgetry crap.
And those just look like silver painted boxes. They're like cardboard boxes. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good movie. There was one book that I read of his that I totally loved. As far as movies go, Green Mile was amazing too.
I never saw that one. I've seen pieces of it, but I never saw it from start to finish because of the whole, this is a Stephen King thing. I don't know if it's going to be any good. That type of thing. Plus, that was also a mini series. It was multiple, like 10 hours worth of show, and I was like, it's too much.
Well, one of one of my favorite films was a miniseries, and I don't know if you can consider it a show or a movie. It's kind of both at the same time, and that's the Taken series. I don't know if you've seen or even heard of that one. I just happen to have it right here. Ow.
Now, is that Liam Neeson?
What's that?
Liam Neeson?
This is Steven Spielberg. This is the one with the alien abductions, and it's like I don't know how many, like 3 generations of aliens and 4 generations of the people hunting the aliens, and it's pretty good.
So it's not Liam Neeson sitting in a hotel room going, I don't know who you think I am, but I have a certain set of skills.
Nope, this is the Greys. This is the Greys and alien abductions and stuff.
That'd be right up your alley. Bob and his alien.
What was that? What was that?
You totally need a buddy sitcom, Bob and his alien.
Yeah.
And his alien.
I did see that Hulu has Ancient Aliens on there. It used to be on Netflix, and it no longer is. But it's
aliens.
Aliens. I so totally dig that show because I don't really believe in a God per se. I would think that if there is something greater out there, it's probably the aliens, which sucks because
if there is a God, I doubt very seriously his name is per se.
Right. Yeah, it was Castiel. That was the angel in Supernatural that took in a whole bunch of souls and essentially became God, but it wasn't. It was just a deformed. Never mind. Anyways, yes. Bert, who was that? The old man who played Old God. George something. He always had a cigar. George Burns. There you go.
Because he was like he lived to be like 108 or something like that.
Yep. Smoked a cigar every day. Had a shot of whiskey. I think he had a shot of whiskey. But yeah, they say that his lifestyle is what kept him alive so long.
Probably not doing it to excess, though. See, that's the key. Is everybody's like, "Oh, I can drink whiskey every day," but they're like, they have like a funnel going into their mouth and they're drinking it by the gallon.
Remember, kids, the more whiskey you drink, the longer you'll live.
No,
we're an educational program. No.
Since we both kind of fall in the same general vicinity in the God conversation, I saw something interesting on Facebook the other day that said, if God is so powerful, why is there a devil? Because Christians are always talking about how the devil can't be defeated, but if God can do anything, then...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's always been one of the big questions, and they say, well, because, the whole God thing and faith and stuff, and you have to have the bad so that you recognize the good, and I think it's all just, I think the appropriate scientific term is hooey.
It's like that Egyptian that they found the other day. It's a lot of hooey.
Wow.
That's an actual Egyptian mummy from an early Captain Marvel story. It's a lot of hooey.
That's cool. I was watching Ancient Aliens yesterday because every Friday they've got like a marathon on the History Channel, and the one was awesome. They were talking about who was that? Am I echoing again?
Wow, you're not echoing here.
It sounded like somebody was coughing, but there's like the two of you right there, and I'm not. Anyways, the Council of Nine.
In the background.
Our dishwasher is running, so maybe you hear that whole draining, gurgling thing.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, the Council of Nine is a group of aliens that are out there and have been affecting the Earth for a very, very long time. Kind of behind the scenes thing. And one of their first rules is that they're not allowed to interfere with us. Now, here's the part that you'll totally like. One of the meetings where they were talking with the Council of Nine, the guy who was there, you would actually know his name, and I cannot think of his name right now.
Give me some hints.
Hold on just a second here, and I will pull up the name and see if you recognize it. Oh, I don't know if that's it. Is it Gene Roddenberry?
Star Trek's creator?
Yes. He was actually there, and they were saying about how a lot of the stuff that he came up with, he got the ideas from being at these meetings with the Council of Nine that they spoke with through mediums. And it's like, what? And so they were talking about this stuff, and like, this is like, the more they were talking, the more I was like, I don't know if this shit is true or not, but wow. You know, it was a pretty cool episode.
I listened to a podcast called Mission Log, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast, and the two hosts are watching every single televised Star Trek episode / movie in existence. Right now, they're towards the end of season 4 of TNG, so they've done all of the original series, they've done all of the animated series, and they've done all the original series movies, and then they started on TNG and started going through that. So that's only 7 seasons, and then they'll go through the TNG movies, I believe. They haven't really determined if they're going to do Deep Space Nine and Voyager when those actually fall, or if they're going to do them as complete series. I think they should just do them as complete series. But I mean, they're trying to do things in production order. But I say all that to say this. I listened to that podcast, and one of the things that one of the hosts keeps saying is how he's not happy that as soon as Gene Roddenberry died, all the storylines started going to where we had to have conflict in the future, because Gene's vision for the future is humanity's past all of our bullshit. We don't have any fucking problems. We're not evil. We're not screwing people over. It's a perfect society. All these aliens we're running into have these things that we can, analog to us to, grow. So when they start going with there's a corrupt admiral, now there's a corrupt commodore, and Starfleet's trying to do this to you, and Starfleet's trying to do that. The guy's like, if we can't even have a make-believe perfect world, what does that say about us?
You're right. Yeah. Well, I mean, and he was saying that, like, even the fact that they travel through space, and their rule is that they're not allowed to interfere with any planet system that hasn't already developed the stuff on its own, doesn't have space travel, doesn't have. He says, and that is their rules. That was one of the things he got directly from this Council of Nine. So I even looked up the Council of Nine, and oh my gosh, it's like there was the Canadian, not Prime Minister, something of defense or something, Canadian guy, old man, who was talking about these things, saying, hey, world, this is what's going on. Do I get one too? The only fuzzball we got a mouse that we're trying to get rid of, and I don't want it in the house. I told my wife, because I got mouse traps out, and we're trying to get.
You haven't killed it yet.
I haven't killed it yet. I told her, well, we could get like a little what's that? Litter box. And instead of trying to kill it, what if we just train it to only go in here and
And a little bowl of food and
yeah, like a cracker and a little thing of water. Or she does not look amused by this though, like at all. She doesn't like it. And she wants to die. I did see a friend of mine posted on Facebook a video of a really neat mouse trap, homemade, with a bottle, where they put the clothes hanger through it and a stand on the bottom, and it was like to where it pivoted on that stand thing, and then they had it on, like another cap was on this side, so they would put peanut butter on the inside on the thing, or I don't remember where on there. I think it was on the inside with a clothespin on the outside to keep it from coming off that. Anyways, the mouse would climb up inside there to get the food, and then when he tries to get out, it would just like shrink. Every time he went to this side, he'd go to that side and it would go like this, and we'd go to this side, it would close and he wouldn't be able to get out. So once he was in there, then you were able to just take the bottle, take it outside, and dump them out. Pour yourself a nice tall bottle of mouse. Yeah. Now, how big does he got to get before you can harvest the bacon from him?
He's as big as he's gonna get.
Oh, you can get the bacon now?
He's not that kind of pig.
Oh.
Do you have an Arby's near you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you had the pork belly sandwich?
I haven't. I've been seeing the commercials, but like I said, I haven't been leaving the house. I've been in here for... I can't drive.
Bob.
How long have I been stuck in this fucking house?
Bob, you take your wife in the car, you make her drive you to Arby's, and you eat a fucking pork belly sandwich because that thing is fucking delicious.
All right, I will see you guys next week. She said no. I do have money.
That money has to pay for your insurance, and then it's my backup money.
I got money in my wallet.
No Arby's.
Our money issue is a thing right now due to the
lack of working.
Yeah, lack of working and medical bills on top of it.
No.
So I may have to sell my Harley. That's probably going to be a thing. I'm probably going to be selling my Harley. That makes me sad, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
You'll get another one in a couple more years.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to get another one.
You don't even think you're going to be able to ride that thing anymore.
I totally can. I'm going to get a shot. I'll be able to ride that. I'll be able to play basketball. I'll be able to play the piano. I can start a band. They're going to fix me up. I'll be able to do anything.
You know, Bob, I might be going through a midlife crisis soon and maybe in the market for a Harley.
Ooh. I happen to know someone who's selling one.
And not only can I ride it almost all year round, but it would free up a vehicle for someone who is constantly complaining that someone else has the vehicle all the time.
Right.
And it doesn't take as much gas, so of course I would want one.
I like the bike. I really do. I don't know how the...
And we both know the only way I'm going to pick it up after I buy it is to fly out there and drive it back.
Yeah. Yeah, the guys I work with, they both... I'm sure neither one of them are happy with me right now because I haven't been in. There's only 3 of us, and one of us hasn't been there for what, over a month now. So I'm sure they're not too happy with it at all. But one of them just got his motorcycle, and the other one had his motorcycle. So they've both talked about us going for a ride and stuff and hanging out. It's like, in the month I've been gone, neither one of them even called to see if I was doing all right or anything. They don't give a shit. And I told them, I'm like, you know what? It's not that I don't get along with you guys. I like you guys. We hang out. We bullshit at work, whatever. If one of you died right now, I wouldn't go to your funeral. You know, I'm not being mean about it. That's just the way that it is. It's just like, I wouldn't. And I'm sure they feel the same way.
Could be. Yeah. I would go to your funeral, Bob.
Hey, thanks, man. See?
Seriously? So if you die and I post on Facebook you're dead, he's going to come all the way from where?
Yeah, he's going to come here to my funeral. In fact, I'm going to schedule it for a month from Tuesday.
Huh? We'll have to have a live broadcast so that we would capture the heart exploding on air.
Oh, yeah. Well, I kind of have a feeling it's going to happen. I'm sure there's so much stuff wrong with me that, like, on the inside, but as long as the doctor doesn't tell me I got a problem, I got no problem. So she loves to throw it in my face that I'm younger than her, and I've got more problems than she does.
I do too, and I'm the younger one.
Maybe it's a thing then. Maybe it's the younger ones.
I am all broken.
So if I get rid of my wife and get a younger one, Hey, remember that look I got earlier when I was talking about the mouse?
Being the older guy that's broken.
Since this one's broken, I keep teasing her that I'm going to trade my lemon in for a newer model because that's what you do with a clunker.
Wow.
Seem to be waiting a long time though.
I'm weighing my options.
Well, you don't want to make a mistake the third time, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Well,
how many times have you, I have to phrase this correctly, how many times have you been a husband?
This is my second time being a husband.
Okay, so we're both on 2. All right. Because I was talking.
I've had a lot of wives, though.
Oh, that's why I had to phrase it the way I did. So I was talking to Metal Jesus a while back, and on one of the shows, and I had mentioned that you had. I'm like, I think he's been married at least twice, maybe 3 times. I don't know.
So I've been married twice. I've had lots of wives, and I've had 7 weddings. Because I did the wedding for 5 people. Well, 10 people, I guess.
You officiated.
5 weddings. Plus mine.
So I have a question.
Yes.
If a couple of dudes came up and asked you to officiate their wedding, you have issues with that?
First of all, I don't know if that's legal in our state yet.
Oh.
My wife said it's not.
Wow.
So I would not be able to do that.
I thought it was legal in the entire United States.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. It should be legal everywhere. It's national. It was. I don't think it's sure.
Let's see. In the United States, same-sex marriage has been legal nationwide since June 26, 2015, when the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Obergefell versus Hodges that state-level bans on same-sex marriage are unconstitutional.
Well, there you go then. Now, after that, it would come down to one of 2 things. I originally said that regardless of the sex of the people, that it's not about the sex of the people, but it's about, like, oh, we just met last Tuesday and we want to get married. No, I'm not going to do that at all. If they've, like the kind of the background of the relationship, I think that would depend on that. But the more I thought about it, fuck, for $100, I'd marry a guy to a plant. It's like
you
I need money.
Avocado tree as your lawfully wedded bride. Yeah, bride. I carved a hole in it.
Wow.
I was about to ask, what if the plant is a guy and then the guy is a guy? Like,
wow.
Like, yeah. Would you marry DJ to my guinea pig, or would my guinea pig have to be a girl? Poor little Bonzo.
Well, I'll ask because I know someone in the area here who, I believe his ordainment is actually more than ours. Like he's got some sort of church affiliation of some sort. But there was a gay couple that we were working with, and he kind of got really quiet about, because he's really, he's like, well, yeah, I'll officiate weddings, no problem. But as soon as there was a couple of lesbians looking to get married, he got really quiet, and his calendar seemed to fill up awful fast.
Wow.
And I thought, so this, now the nationwide thing, I'm like, so all the people that said their marriages were going to be made pointless and the world was going to come to an end because gay guys could get married. It's been legal for over a year now. When's this going to happen?
Right. And I don't know. It's kind of a weird touchy subject. Some people like it, some people don't. But I think that you are like myself in the idea of What happens in somebody else's home isn't my business. I don't care. I shouldn't. Huh? Right, unless it involves my children, my wife says, which is true. But it's like, if I don't want to marry, if I feel that gay marriage is wrong, I'm not going to marry a guy. If somebody else wants to marry a guy, how is that my business? That's them. I don't care.
And all the people that say, well, it's against my religion. Well, you're not marrying the same sex as yourself. So why do you care if two dudes are going to do it? Because it's unnatural. No, you just said it was against your religion.
The against your religion thing has always pissed me off because I have been around people who say things like, you need to watch your language because I'm a religious person. Okay, so if you've got an issue with swearing, don't fucking swear. You don't want to use bad words? Don't fucking use them. Where the hell does it say in the Bible that you are not allowed to hear God's name in vain? God damn it. I mean, it's like it doesn't. It says you're not supposed to use it. So let's say that your biblical stuff is correct. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm my person, and what you, it doesn't matter.
I am not your religion, so stop trying to fit me into your religion.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's one of the biggest issues that I have with religion. That everybody who seems to be religious wants to push their beliefs on everybody around them. The unfortunate thing about that is there's over 4,000 different religions. So if they're all pushing their beliefs, and their beliefs are different, then what? You know? But I don't know. It's crazy. But just like every other, just like the Constitution and just like everything else, you've got these people who pick and choose what they want out of the Bible, just like they pick and choose what they want out of everything. You can't. There's people out there who feel they are more holier than thou art because they do things according to the Bible. Oh, do you do this? No, that's stupid. What about this? No. They pick what they want. It's like, well, you can't have it all. I tell people that all the time when it comes to like the car thing. It's like, you know, what right do you have to yell at somebody for not using their turn signal if you just blew the stop sign and you're speeding? You know, it's like you can't just pick the laws you want. Either you're a bad driver or you're a good driver.
There's in Leviticus, there's a thing about not tattooing yourself. Mm-hmm. My all-time favorite Facebook meme is a guy who's got a tattoo of a Leviticus, you know, the book and the line, and it's like 2 lines away from the tattoo one. So it's like, how stupid are you?
Yeah. Well, one of my all-time favorites is the one where this woman is talking about, I don't remember what it was. She was bitching about the something about religion, about how you don't have the right to do this or blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what the hell it was. And somebody posted, it was Timothy 2:22 or 22:2 or whatever, where it says that a woman must remain silent, cannot teach, she must remain silent. It's like, whoa, according to the Bible, you don't have the right to tell me what you just told me. You know, as a preacher, even, it's like you don't have the right to teach, although most teachers are women. Well, but according to the Bible, you can't do that.
And according to the Bible, if a woman is not a virgin, she can't get married. In fact, she should be killed because she's not a virgin. So in that case, we wouldn't have no second wife. Well, we would have no second husbands.
Yeah. And the one thing that I'm trying to find it now and I can't, it was something about the people claim that, oh, well, that's in the Old Testament and that doesn't count. Well, no, because in the New Testament, Jesus said that everything in the Old Testament is still true and real. And this is just extra stuff. So you're not supposed to have 2 different crops in the same field. You're not supposed to wear 2 different blends of fabric because that's
I love that.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's cotton polyester blend, is it, huh? I've been without my drink long enough holding that pig.
And I looked these up here. This is one of the ones that I've seen where God is love, and of course it has genocide and ethnic cleansing and infanticide and murder and slavery and sex trafficking, rape and punishment. And it has and I was looking it up in the Bible. I actually have a Bible out there. Here it has about how tattoos and eating shellfish, rounded haircuts, divorce, blended fabrics, wearing gold, eating pork, gossiping. Well, there goes our whole fucking show. Working on Sunday, cursing parents, premarital sex, and being gay. These are all banned and wrong.
I also somebody figured out how many people God killed, and it was in the millions, and how many people Satan killed, and it was 0.
Yeah.
In the Bible.
Yeah.
Who do I need to worry about?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. The Earth is flat circle. There is the donkeys can talk. Truly, you can tell a mountain to move, and it will move. People can live more than 900 years. Now, that is a possibility. We don't know how long people actually lived back then. But like I said with the whole alien thing, that I don't think that people are what people are today. I think that there might have been a lot of
well, I think there was a lot
different races.
I think that there was a lot of different time telling. Like maybe they meant instead of years, because if it was by today's standard 900 years, there's going to be a lot of stuff in the Bible that doesn't sync up with what it should sync up with, because that would put Methuselah, for instance, the oldest person in the Bible, would predate all kinds of shit that he is present for. I mean, or wasn't present for, or something like that. I mean, it doesn't fit.
Well, right. I mean, look at your the basic idea of Adam and Eve and their children, and Cain and Abel, and one of them killed the other and was kicked out. These are the only people on the planet. So he gets kicked out of the Garden of Eden and has to go to the city of Nod. It's like, where the fuck did the city come from?
Right?
Yeah.
Unless Adam and Eve were real busy.
Well, yeah, but it had it talked about their kids and their grandkids, and Lilith, his second wife, his second wife, Lilith. And it's
Lilith is the first wife.
That was the first one?
Lilith was the first wife. Only in the Jewish, I forget the tabernacle or the whatever, the Jewish book. It was because she wasn't basically submissive. She had a mind of her own, which is why all the Lilith references are references for ladies that can think on their own.
Yeah. I had a crypt kitty that I named Lilith because in the supernatural story, Lilith was the first of the monsters, first of the vampires. The devils.
According to the Book of Nod, she taught Cain how to be a vampire.
And I have the Book of Nod. Did you not send that to me?
I think I used to have it. Well, maybe I did send it I don't know.
Because I know I have it out there.
I sent all of my. I sent a bunch of books to the Knights of the Night crew, and I said, "Go wild," because I'm trying to entice them to play. They've got it in their head that all vampires are evil. Period. End of story. Well, what happened if you were embraced against your will and now you're a vampire? You're going to go slaughter yourself because you don't want to be a bloodsucker? No.
Right. And there's people who I think that would. I think that there would be people, probably devout Christians or whatever, who know that killing is wrong. But you know what? I would think that if I was embraced as a vampire right now, I would kill somebody every day, because that's according to that particular story is what you need. Like a person a day you got to kill. There's a lot of people out there that deserve to die. I don't care. You can argue that till you're fucking blue in the face. There's a lot of people out there who deserve to die. Why not help the community while staying alive forever?
And everybody that'll say, well, no, everybody deserves to live. Oh, yeah? Pedophiles? All of them?
Right.
Ted Bundy?
There was a guy, I don't know where the hell he was, but they were talking about on the news, who raped like a 2-year-old child or something.
Yeah.
And they're actually hanging this guy, which is awesome. I've been talking about how they should be hanging people for years. It's like public hanging. They're fucking publicly hanging this guy. Awesome.
And yeah, you just keep naming off all these people. Serial killers? Really? They deserve to live? Charles Manson's been doing what? Sitting in prison asking for parole for decades now.
Let's bring that down a little bit. I don't think that I'd be going after the big guys. I think that I'd be going after like the drug dealers and the junkies and the people who are just the plague of society. That the world would be better off without, but they don't even know about it. Like I would be taking care of stuff that nobody even knows about. Because if I did, I'd be considered a murderer.
I don't have statistics on this, but I can say anecdotally that since weed has been legalized in Oregon, I don't think I've heard about any drug issues in Oregon. Like there's no...
Yeah, they said that that's all gone down. Heroin use has gone down. Meth use has gone down. A lot of the big drugs have gone down since weed's been legal.
So... And then every state is, I mean, all the super Republican states are like, no, we can't legalize weed. You want to eliminate drug dealers? Legalize weed. Kitty, I'm on a fucking show, guys.
Don't forget, there's a piggy in the trap.
Yeah, no, you're taking the piggy.
No, I'm taking my
Kitty's,
piggy.
yes.
Hi, piggy.
Oh, my God. Next, she's going to be setting a coffee cup on me, and I'm going to be holding the remote, and then she's going to do this. Oh, my God.
That's funny. My ball is attacking me. Bob, damn it. I got one of those large exercise ball things.
Okay. Yeah?
One of those. Yeah. And it was over there. And while I was talking to you, it just, like, started moving like this and then rolled at me. And it has been bouncing off of my table here for a while, so I'm going to sit on it.
Well, it wants you to sit on it. It's
Apparently.
like, oh, pay attention to me.
I know, just like you got critters crawling all over you. My ball wants attention.
Yeah.
And that chair was really hurting.
One of the spots I deliver to has a spider that's been next to the box for weeks now. I've named him Simon, and Simon is still there, hanging out. I talk to Simon every day.
Wow.
I even asked Simon, will you stop hanging the webs right over the boxes so that I don't have, webs all over my head? Hasn't happened since I asked him to stop.
That's pretty cool.
I wrote a note. Somebody was, I didn't know that I was doing my route that day, so I wrote a note, a bunch of, deliver this here, deliver this there, do this here, do this there. And one of the notes was, don't bother Simon. He's the spider on loop, whatever number it is. I wrote, he's my buddy.
Wow. Would you get in trouble if you just, like, I don't know, wrote a dozen notes saying, hey, I'm your new postal carrier guy with your name and stuff? You're like, I just wrote like 10 of these and I'm sticking them randomly in people's mailboxes. Give me a shout out, say hi or whatever. I just like stick them in like, I don't know, just like 10 random boxes just to see if you get any letters back from anybody. Would you get in trouble for that?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Oh. That'd be cool though. I wouldn't do it then.
Now, if I wrote letters to them and put postage on it, that's different.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
It removes the randomness, but still do it.
I mean, you could still put the randomness in, just like all of a sudden pick a house and like, hey.
So, okay, so funny story. The guy who owned the route that I am doing retired. He didn't want us to throw him a party, so he didn't tell us he was retiring till basically the morning that was his last day. So I run across a customer every single day, at least one, if not 2 or 3 or 4, that goes, and the guy's name was Gabe. He goes, where's Gabe? I'm like, Gabe retired. What? There's a finite number of people I can talk to.
Yeah.
Yet to not meet somebody and go through that conference. I mean, at least with one person. It's just.
Our mail person's a little weird. Like, it doesn't seem like she wants to talk to anybody. Like, I have seen her coming, so I go out there, and I'm standing next to the road, and she'll pull up the mailbox, put the stuff in, and put the door up, and I'm like, I can just take it, and she just, like, looks at me, and she closes the door, and it fell open again. She closed it again harder and drove away, and I'm like, or I'll just get it out of the box. You're good.
Some people don't like to conversate.
The old one, though, if she saw you coming, she'd be like, "Hey, how you doing today?" She'd hand you your mail, and she was all friendly and stuff. And yeah.
What you should do is assemble an awesome fruit basket or basket of candy or meats and cheeses or something with alcohol or whatever. Just take this huge assembly of stuff, take a picture of it, put it in the mailbox with a little note that says, "If you weren't such an ass, you would get this for Christmas."
Yeah, I'd never get another package again.
Now I'm nice to people because I want to encourage them to be nice to me, A, and B, I want people to know that some random idiot isn't just throwing random mail in boxes. So some people come out and like, "Oh, this person hasn't lived here in years." I'm like, "Sorry, I've only been on this route for a couple of weeks." "Oh, well, okay, so that, yeah, they haven't been here in years." Okay.
Now, what happens when that happens? We get shit like, oh, we put in a change of address thing because we live here now. All right. My parents still get letters from us. We still get things occasionally from the old people who lived here. Like, what the hell, right?
We get mail for previous residents too. The thing is you were on a mailing list of some sort at some point in time at your parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
You will eternally get mail there regardless of the fact that you have moved, because this mailing list that this company has purchased is like gold to them. So they're like, "No, we have to keep mailing Bob Miato at this address because what if Bob moves back?"
So technically, I mean, if you just take that stuff and throw it away, they're not going to get it anyways, even if you send it back to them, right?
No. Well, okay, so there's different classes of mail. The things that
sad that you won't hold it.
Huh?
Things that get forwarded are first class, priority, and periodicals. Now, what does that leave? That leaves if you grab a piece of junk mail. Do you have any junk mail with you?
I do not. I don't know where there is some.
Well,
there's some mail on my side of the couch.
Yeah. It's instructional time, kids. We're all looking for a piece of junk mail.
It's weird because when you don't want it, it's everywhere. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, in where the stamp would be on junk mail, there's going to be something that says pre-sort standard, or it's going to say nonprofit. Those things cannot be forwarded. The postage that has been paid to send those to you at that address it's not high enough to forward it. So let's say, there we go. In fact, that's what it'll say right up there in the corner. Pre-sort standard.
Oh.
And try to not show our address.
Yeah. I looked at the window to make sure the address wasn't on there. So, and I don't know. Let me check to see real quick if we have a nonprofit something or other.
No, I've heard from other people, like if they start getting junk mail and stuff with the self-addressed stamped envelope inside, well, they'll take the other junk mail, kind of tear it up, stick it in that envelope, and send it back to them. Because the post is already paid.
Well, okay, so let's continue here. So
yeah.
I send you, I'm a company, big company. I send you a nonprofit letter stating that if you don't vote for Donald Duck as the greatest cartoon character in the history of the world, the apocalypse is going to happen.
Oh, fuck,
well,
I would vote for him then.
But you're going to look at this and you're going to go, fuck Donald Duck. Why are they sending me this shit? You're going to write return to sender on it. You're going to put it back in the mailbox. I, as the mail carrier, will literally pick that up, see that it's pre-sort standard, take it back to the mail, the post office. and it's going to go in a bucket that someone looks at to say, yep, this is junk, we can throw it away. So you wrote return to sender on there for no fucking reason. So what if somebody asks me, some people ask me, they like the coupon flyers, so like, how do I get off this list? I'm like, you're asking the wrong person about that. But what you do with it after I give it to you is entirely up to you.
Right. Now, one of the coolest things I've ever seen when it came to that was the fire bricks. Did you see the fire brick video?
No.
It was really cool, where the guy had 2 buckets. One of them is full of holes. Like it's like got holes drilled all over it, and then it fits down inside the other one. And when they get their junk mail, they just throw it into this bucket. And once the bucket is almost full, they fill it up with water, and they let it soak, so it gets all soggy. And then they take an old skill saw blade, and they like kind of bent it to where it had like a weird. It was a bent blade on a stick that they would then use that in a drill to make this now soggy mail into absolute paste. And then once this not paste, yeah, it's basically just like a mush. It's just like mail.
Like pulp.
Yeah, pulpy. Like Quaker Oats, like oatmeal.
Okay.
Mail oatmeal. So then you take it outside and you put the bucket with no holes on the inside of the bucket with holes, and you squish all that water out. And then, you just like put all your weight onto it, and you get all that water out, and then you let it dry that way. So you have this solid brick now of pulpy, solid mail that burns like a log. You can then use that, and it burns like a regular log would.
Well, that does sound neat. We have figured out something else that's pretty awesome. I'm just going to go with 2 random companies. So, hey, look, I got something from Publishers Clearinghouse. Hey, look, I got something from Ed McMahon telling me that I won $1 million, or I could win $1 million.
That's the same. Yeah, that's the same place. Ed McMahon is, isn't it?
Oh, let's just pretend they're 2 different places.
2 different places. Ed's, yeah.
They both send me the business reply mail, self-addressed stamp envelope to return things in. Okay, both of them.
Uh-huh.
What you do is you take the Publishers Clearinghouse crap, remove anything with your address on it, and stuff it in the Ed McMahon envelope. And
that's what I was saying.
Mail it to them. Then take all the Ed McMahon stuff, remove all your address out of it. Don't rip it up. Absolutely, just jam that thing full, and then mail it to Publishers. Because what it says here, underneath business reply mail, if you can see it, it says postage will be paid by addressee.
Wow. So if you put like a ton of stuff in there, the price goes up. Yeah.
And they have agreed to pay it. So you are keeping the post office in business by mailing crap from one company to another.
It almost sounds like that's our responsibility as tax-paying citizens.
But it's our responsibility as Americans.
Oh,
Americans. Bacon, America.
Bacon burger. Now, one thing I haven't seen, that made me think of the Arby's thing again. One thing I totally have not had the guts to try is the $10 Meat Mountain Burger that's available at Arby's. It's on their hidden menu. It's not on their actual menu. It's their hidden menu that they don't tell people about. It's called Meat Mountain, and it costs $10, and it is like a massive mountain of every meat that they have. Yes. Yeah. Let's do a quick little Google search here of Arby's. M-E-A-T, Meat Mountain. There it is. And they should totally do a, wow, that's amazing.
I have your screen up, so if you share it, you can share.
Okay. Which I am totally about to do here. So it's like,
yeah,
that's what it looks like. I mean, it's massive. It's not on the regular menu. They have a hidden menu. But yeah, doesn't that look great? It's got the chicken on the bottom and like every meat they've got, all the cheese that they got. It's just like, and from what I understand, it's $10 for that, which $10 for that just looks amazing, right?
So now I want to ask the people at Arby's next time I go, if I ordered a meat mountain, do you know what the hell I'm talking about?
Right. Okay, well, I'll do a different search here for Arby's hidden menu. I'll do that one. Apparently, a lot of places have hidden menus. In fact, Taco Bell will make anything that you ask them to make.
Well, the reason I'm skeptical about hidden menus is because at Starbucks, some people know how to make things that you ask for, and some people are like, that's not on the menu, I can't help you. So you don't have a hidden menu, you've just got people that are willing to make the shit that I want.
They're supposed to. They're actually supposed to. If they don't have the time, they'll bitch about it, but yeah.
No, I'm talking someone, okay, so when the here's our hidden menu flavors thing came out on Starbucks, there's a cotton candy Frappuccino. I loved it, it was delicious. But I had found that on a hidden menu site that I had asked for previously, and the person I got's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Right. Yeah.
So
and it's a possibility either way. Either they didn't want to or they didn't know what the hell you're talking about. This here says availability is limited locations, so it's not everywhere.
So then it's going to be it would be I'd like to order this. Do you know what the hell I'm talking about?
Yeah. It says that the popularity is high, the meat mounting rating is 5 stars, and the price is $10. A massive feast piled high with chicken tenders, ham, roasted turkey, Swiss cheese, corned beef, Angus steak, brisket, cheddar cheese, roast beef, and topped with bacon. No mayo?
Oh my god.
That is awesome. I thought you would be, sad it didn't come with fries.
Wow. Let's see if there's fries. No. But yeah, it's a lot of places. What's that?
Fry Mountain.
So here's a secret. Yeah. Oh, and you can even put in your zip code to see. So let's check this out. I just told my zip code in the world, which is okay because everybody knows I live in Warsaw, Indiana anyways. Oh, this is just how to find an Arby's. I know how to find an Arby's. I drive down the road to the motherfucker. But yeah, that's some awesome information in it.
So I'm at the part in Civil War right now where Tony Stark's at the Parker residence. And, of course, Aunt May is the hottest and youngest she's ever looked in any form of media. So somebody wrote an article about that every time they make a Spider-Man movie, Aunt May gets younger.
Right.
So way back in the TV show, Aunt May was wicked old. And then in the Tobey Maguire stuff, she's still pretty old. In the Andrew Garfield stuff, a lot younger, but still old. Now we've got whoever that is, and Marissa Tomei, and she's probably old by Peter's standards, but I believe we are at the age to where we would still find her pretty hot, and she is pretty hot. So,
right.
So what I fear is that if they reboot Spider-Man again, Aunt May will be younger than Peter Parker. Because it's an aunt, which means the rules don't apply for how old you have to be.
That's true. My sister-in-law, she's got that happening right now too. Her aunts are the same age as her daughters.
I was neighbors with somebody in my hometown whose uncle was 15 years younger than him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a classmate who, when he was born, was introduced to people as their uncle.
Yeah.
Because they had such a wide range of ages for their kids.
Well, and this happened because they weren't really my my sister-in-law's sisters, they were like stepsisters because they her father just married somebody who had children her daughter's age. So of course they refer to like the kids all refer to each other as cousins, even though that's actually aunts. But and I say kids loosely now because they're not even kids anymore.
Well, I have cousins that the parents of those cousins want to call me uncle because I am that much older than they are. The child. But I mean, that would mean I would be with my parents, and that's creepy. Creepy.
Yeah. Oh, I will probably bail at midnight, dude, because this is like killing me. My back is like.
Well, you know, I understand. We actually have somewhere we're being taken to tomorrow too, so I didn't want to stay up too super late. And since we're the only two, we'll dictate however we want this. This might be the shortest, greatest show we've had in the last 50. Because I don't since 50. I'm pretty sure we've only had 2 hours plus.
Right. But on the positive side, we did mention clowns more than once.
Way more than I was comfortable with.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I just did it again, though. I would almost put the garden gnomes into the clown category.
That's a whole different conversation.
It's pretty close, though. I mean, you got it. They're almost like garden clowns, right?
There you go.
Or circus gnomes.
Garden clowns. I like that.
Yeah.
So I will figure out the particulars of the UFC thing so that you can start dictating. Well, we're all going to have the same point values for how we can spend on our stats. So I'll say, and I'll give you all the stats and I'll be like, these are what the default is. You've got X number of 100 more points to spend. Go for it.
And I don't know a whole lot. What system is that game for?
Well, mine's for the PS4, but I'm pretty sure you can get it for every system.
Yeah, because I don't.
And you don't. You're literally just choosing stats, and then I'm going to make it look like I'm going to make your character look like you as much as I possibly can.
I was going to say we're probably going to have to like me not actually making a character, but just like telling you my character because
yes.
Like not while we're on the air, sort of like an off. Or we could do it on the air. Fuck.
Well, I mean, we could, but that would have taken most of the show, I'm guessing.
Well,
this would have been 100% occupied with creating a character.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I just found something I totally want. You drive it behind your vehicle.
I'm already married.
Oh, wow. Go ahead and pull up my screen there. Pull up my screen so I can screen share this because this is just too cool.
Okay, ready.
Bam. All right, so this thing here, let me move you guys over a little. So you pull it behind your car, you pull it into the water, and it's a floating camper. So it's like a boat, but it's a camper. Yeah, and actually there's more pictures. But yeah, the first thing showed them like driving around on this camper boat thing.
So it must have a little motor on it somewhere?
I would think so, but maybe not. I don't know. But wow, I mean, like, where can I get one? That's pretty cool. I could read the story, but nah. That's pretty cool, man. I would do that shit. Camping on the water. Oh yeah, I like camping. I'll tell you what, if I liked, say, fish, camping would be amazing. I would like be out there all the time, like hunting and fishing and camping and stuff. But I have to bring food because I don't eat fish. So I couldn't just like camp next to a lake and I mean I camp next to a lake, but I don't like supply the food out of it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in a survival situation, I'm sure I could eat fish if I needed to, but
same here.
I certainly don't choose fish.
I totally could, but I think that I would be able to find enough edibles, depending on the time of year, that's out there where I wouldn't even have to.
Yeah, like
Kitten?
like anything other than fish.
And there's like a lot of there is a plant that was surplane, I think it's called. I think that's exactly what it's called. That was growing out in the yard. I have no problem taking that and eating it, as long as, you know, since we don't have the dog out there anymore.
Oh yeah. When did he head to Florida?
Oh, that was a couple years back. Of course, my wife still doesn't want to get rid of the leashes. She still has those hanging up over here. We just got rid of the dishes, like maybe within a month. She has a hard time doing that.
Still have collars for all of our animals.
Well, we don't have any animals left, except for
Well, what she's saying is we kept them for like we have like the old cat collars are not being utilized by the new cat. They're just being like the memorials.
Gotcha.
Now, I think that having multiple leashes and maybe multiple other things that you haven't even mentioned may be a little bit excessive, but it wouldn't hurt to have one thing to say, hey, the dog was awesome.
It was an awesome dog. My Romeo. I do have a lot of books and a lot of information as far as like food survival type things out in the out, and I think that I could be I could do that. I mean, granted, it ain't no cheeseburger, but it'll do.
Well,
there are cheeseburgers out there. It's just that they're covered in fur.
Fur and leather.
Like, you know.
Fur and leather.
you gotta, yeah, there's a little more work involved.
Yeah, you gotta take its winter coat off. And
if you listen to the left, if Trump gets elected, we're in for an apocalypse. If you listen to the right, if Hillary gets elected, we're in for an apocalypse. What I'm seeing here is that no matter who gets elected, we're about to have an apocalypse. And
what you're talking about, we're good with.
We might want to start figuring out what plants are edible and figure out which faction you're going to join, because the United States is going to split.
It's a good possibility. Yeah. And I mean, I posted a video today. I am like, not that I necessarily want Trump to be president. I don't necessarily want him to. Do I think he's qualified for that? Not really. And like I posted on somebody else's thing, though, it's just that one of the main things I think is that because he says what's on his mind, whether for the good or bad, he says what's on his mind, and he doesn't do it politically. You know, you can't stop him from saying what's on his mind.
Which would be a terrible thing when you're dealing with allies that require a certain level of
right.
stuff.
Oh, one thing that I posted on somebody's, though, that they were talking about today was the fact that in this video talks about all the money that Hillary's gotten, and she's got millions and millions and millions. Like, where the hell did it all come from? Well, Trump already had the money, so Trump isn't going to be I think the exact words I use is he's not going to have somebody's hand up his ass for a buck. And all the other, well, not all the other presidents in the past have, but a lot of politicians have done that. They do things for money, and I don't think that he's going to do things for money because he's got the money. You know what I mean? And I think that one thing right there.
I don't think he's got the money.
I don't know. He might.
He's gone bankrupt 4 times.
You what?
He's gone bankrupt 4 times.
One of his
he still had the money to do it, though. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I really don't. It's gonna be a hell of a ride.
Well, it's apparently either way. After the election's over, we're gonna have an apocalypse. So, Bob, I think that we should meet somewhere in the middle, and like I said, we'll share guns and we'll join a faction.
And if the middle is North Dakota, then when we meet, we need to move.
Yeah.
So we meet in the middle, but we can't stay there.
I think that I can agree that if we're going to meet in the middle, that middle should be New Orleans.
Wow. Well,
we're not discussing an actual middle anymore. We're just discussing a destination.
Right. Just name things. We'll go right in the middle, like Alaska.
I mean, unless we're talking about the middle of not us.
Right?
Which is what I'm hearing.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. They're planning on getting people on Mars soon. So, hey.
And it's supposed to be a one-way trip, and I totally tried to get someone on board for that because I totally wanted to take a one-way trip to Mars, and she said no. So.
I'll do it.
Dog treats on Mars.
You're not going to need to sell dog treats on Mars.
I know, and that's why I don't want to go there.
Like in the cartoons, the dogs with the big old
yes
glass helmets jumping around on a planet. Now I was wondering about that. As far as the food goes. I mean, could you have flame and something that you'd have to supply your own oxygen to? And I don't know. I was just thinking about a lot of the weird things I've been seeing is that supposedly there's already people on Mars and have been for a while now.
No.
You see anything about that?
No. Well,
you haven't seen anything about that?
No, there's nobody on Mars. Here's what I'm fully expecting to happen. We have rovers up there, great. Okay, they've been looking around, no problem. They can only see so much because they're A, close to the ground, and B, they can only move 5 feet a day. So, of course, they're limited in what they can do. So we're going to get the first couple of landings going on up there, and they're going to start setting stuff up, and they're going to come across something that reveals that maybe ancient man moved from Mars to Earth because of the disaster that was about to happen. And then the Bible's going to be like, and you'd be like, whoa, what happened? Yeah. Well, obviously it was fake.
Yeah, it's apparently, according to a lot of the stuff that I've seen, since the late 70s, there's been people walking on Mars, but I don't know. We stopped going to the moon at a certain point. I doubt very seriously that Mars wasn't on anybody's radar. Well, see, there's explanations on that too. They were, they had the cut video and cut audio from that, and supposedly they saw something there, and they had the whole thing, and then they played they played the parts that they played for everybody, the historical audio, and then they played all of it. And apparently there was something up there and they're right there. They're watching us now. Oh crap. It's apparently something was up there with them, watching them. And
that will be interesting when the lid gets blown off.
Right. Now remember I was talking about the I definitely think that the whole alien thing is real. And I think that was the reason that we didn't go back to the moon, was because according to some of the stuff, the documents that are supposed to be released to the public, that there's things that told them, you're not supposed to be here. This is not yours. So, I don't know.
Well, I believe that we are ridiculously stupid if we believe we're the only sentient, intelligent life in the universe.
Talking gorillas.
I mean, we can certainly. I mean, maybe there's some gelatinous cubes out there or something like that. But I mean, we're not the only.
Oh man! Imagine how many of those can live in an apartment. Because there's always room for Jello.
Right. Well, Bob, it's past midnight your time.
Yes, it is.
So we'll cap this episode off by just barely making it over the hour-and-a-half mark.
All right, man.
We'll get together next week for episode 98.
Hopefully by then my back problems will be taken care of.
With any luck. And during the week, I will attempt to get some characters created so that maybe we can watch our first fight next week.
Cool.
Yeah. So until next week, Bob. See you later.
Yeah. Later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, viewers.